Sound check, sound check. All right. Competition training. I got my new program written by Bobby Forever. You know him, you love him. Today's real simple. I'm gonna do some squats. The target is 425 pounds for, this says a set of 9. We'll see what we can do with that. It's gonna be a real simple day. Bam, bam. All right. Let's get this party started. I'm not gonna use the camber bar. I think I'm gonna go with the regular old squat bar. Each day. Mixed martial artist, what is up? Want to watch some old guy do squats? Put on my SBDs here. Pretty sad when these are the industry standard and I consider them light duty. Bobby Yo. Okay, that's your name. I wanted to link you in my description, but when I hit the little @ thing and it comes up with all the names, I couldn't figure out what your new username was. Bobby's writing the numbers for me. Today's target, 425 pounds to failure. And then we'll throw in some accessories. All right. These are the best shoes for the money. I think these are Audi Pro 2.0s. And they get some squat shoes. Typically the ones you see are like the Nike Romellos, and those are like $150 to $200. And these are an entry-level price for most people, but I've been using these for, Bob, what's it been? At least 5 years. And you keep them in good condition, because I see people, I saw a guy wearing these out. It'd be weird, because it's like, they're really, really rigid. It's a hard, unflexible sole. It's like standing on a platform. And it sounds like tap shoes when you're walking. Now the heels are flexible, and they have to be for Olympic lifters, because when those knees are over the toes, the heels inevitably come up, but then you settle down and plant yourself, like when you're doing a clean and jerk. Got a Malacosta. What's up, my man? All right. Look at the difference fasting makes. Remember the last video I was bloated and I looked like I was pregnant? Everyone's like, oh, he's got GH gut. I'm like, no, I'm bloated. I'm 51 years old. So I started intermittent fasting again, and just like that, it's all gone. I'm trying to think of what is it, the Mr. Rogers song? You know, when he puts his sweater and his shoes on. Won't you be my neighbor? You know you got good cardio when you run out of breath putting shoes on. right. I'm going to tell you right now, powerlifting does nothing for cardio whatsoever. Each day. Might use these later. Apologize for the dirty garage. No, I don't. I apologize for nothing. But I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't really have a chance to get out here to clean. You can't see this half of the garage, but it's got boxes full of Christmas decorations that we put in the yard. I'll use these for calf raises when we're done. Yeah. Don't get old. It's kind of weird, you know. I can do the splits. I have great flexibility for a guy my age, but it takes me like a half hour to get to where I'm limber. Like if somebody tagged me in the middle of the night, like I'm in bed from a dead sleep, I had to hop out and be ready, I probably wind up in the hospital. Malik, what are you here for? To watch some lifting or come to America? Both. You know, people are like, oh, you're breathing heavy. Yeah. I don't fucking do cardio. The only cardio I do, well, no, that's not true. I hit the heavy bag. Yeah, over there. And then occasionally when my wife lets me have fun with her, but that's about it. Left my machining career to pursue smithing full time. That's awesome. So, a matter of fact, well, my workbench is mostly covered with Warhammer figures, but buried under that pile of shame is I got a table router, drill press, I got a lathe, I got pretty much everything. I got everything you need. The generation that screwed the future. In what way? How do you figure? We got in sins at Delhi. In what way did I screw your future up? You know what's cool about Gen X is we don't blame our problems on other people. So I'm not a victim. But feel free. I'm up to 134 subs. Let me check, see, Valhalla. I'm going to go to your page right now. Valhalla Mythia. So I'm from the honky motherland myself. I'm of Nordic descent. And you got one more subscriber. Oh, wow. Oh, really? Look at this. You guys got to check this guy out. Valhalla Mythia. Nearly 13 years of experience blacksmithing. It is my honor to present my work to you. Reach out. I do some of this myself for hobbying. Matter of fact, we built a crucible out of using a propane tank, and my buddy's got what's called a ghost gunner, which is it's kind of like a 3D printer, but it's more of a for machining 80% upper receivers. And we took a mixture of like brass and bronze and like basically pot metal, but it had that bronze look to it. And we made an 80% lower with it, which he milled out, and he put a 22-inch barrel on it which was stainless steel, but the rest of it was all steampunk using 3D printers. So it basically looked like a brass AR, and it's heavy. It weighs like 22 pounds. It's fucking heavy. But the thing is functional. It actually shoots. If you think about the little receiver, you can make them out of whatever you want as long as it'll hold the firing pin and the trigger mechanism, the housing group. It looks really cool. I wish I had a picture of it. It's basically a steampunk AR with a super long barrel. It's not tactical whatsoever, but it is functional. It's like a work of art. But that's kind of some of the stuff we do is where you're like, I would be nowhere near your skills for craft forging, but I've made blades, stuff like that. I mean, I know enough to be a hobbyist, I guess, but I really appreciate the craftsmanship. Looks beautiful. You guys gotta check this out here. I'm watching your first video here. After the video, I'll drop some comments. I love this stuff. This stuff's awesome. My piece de la resistance is a Japanese officer sword I have that's got it's got a letter from the commanding officer to the commissioning the officer that received it, and it has the mark of, it's got the full, what do they call it, the tang, with the actual mark of the master who forged it. So unlike, if you know anything about Japanese officer swords, or a lot of times early on in World War II, they were swords that were handed down families, and then they took the tsuba and the, what do they call that, the wrapping around, basically the hand grip, and then they have a locking mechanism on it, so when it goes into the scabbard, I don't know what the Japanese name for it is, but it actually locks in like a what do they call the horseback? Cavalry, the cavalry riders, so the sword doesn't come out, so it has a thumb lock on it. But as the war went on, and those swords were either claimed by people like allies that killed whoever owned it and took it home, like obviously my grandpa has the one in the house. They started kind of making them cheaply, and they had the handles were cut so that they shortened up the hand grips on them, and those aren't worth as much. So the first thing you would look for is, if you had got your hands on it, is does it have the seal of the master who forged it, and this one does. And since I have the letter written to the officer, it was when he got his commission, I wanted to look into trying to find the family it belonged to, and I think the right thing to do would be to try to return it to him, but I don't want to give it up. But I think that it would be really cool if I could find the family it belonged to and see, present it to him and see if something comes of it. I always thought that would be kind of neat. I can show it to you guys if you want to. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Let's see, Goldberg, show us the spear. Yeah, okay, hold on, Valhalla. This is, I keep a little bit of wrap around it just to preserve it, but that's the actual letter, and I had somebody translate it, and he told me that it was a letter of conscription. And then this is the sword. So right here is the mark of the master that forged it. I don't know if you can see that in the light. This is the locking mechanism, and now this, I've never touched this blade, I've never tried to sharpen it, nothing. It's got a little bit of rust marks on it, but check this out. This has literally been, this sat in my grandfather's basement for the better part of my adult life, and I'm 51, and it's never, the blade's never been tampered with. But watch this, let me see here. The only thing I do is I oil it. So, do I need this for anything? Holy shit. Wait, you didn't see it on camera. Never touched this blade ever. It's never been sharpened. It is razor sharp. I could shave with this thing. And I have a collection of real ones. I got a halberd that was forged in Romania. I've got two katanas. They're called wajikasis. And I bought them while I was in Japan. They're made out of 1090 high carbon steel. What else we got? We have a whole shit ton of knives. I got one of the old Cattaraugus Marine Corps K-bar from World War II. But I like my wife's more into the pig stickers than I am. But I like me a good sword. But this is obviously a piece of art, and it just sits protected on my mantle. Let me wrap this again. So I don't know how my grandfather came across this. All I know is that when I went into his basement, on his wall was a flag of the rising sun, and he had a bunch of World War II Japanese uniform stuff, like helmets and things of that nature, and I can only assume that it wasn't it wasn't given freely. But I don't know. I don't know the story behind it. All I know is it sat in the basement, and I begged my father for this thing for years and years and years, and he finally gave it to me. And to me, it's priceless. Now, I don't know what it's actually worth, but I imagine it's probably... examples like this one I've seen go for at least $15,000. This one's, because it does have a little bit of damage, but it's fully complete. It has every piece to it. It's not missing anything. So this would be considered maybe not a pristine example, but pretty high up there. Anyway, let me return it before I do something stupid and break it. This one's more my speed right here. I have this belt crafted for it. See where you get your belt here and you put it on, and this one here is Valhalla, listen to that. This thing right here, the weight of it, the balance is right about here. So if you imagine, you see how long it is? If you get your body into it, this thing would fucking cleave somebody in half. It's not razor sharp, but it's definitely sharp enough to give them the business. But I got a bunch of swords. Anyway, we're here to squat, damn it. I just posted a short destroying a picnic table with a sword. I'll check it out after we get offline. Yeah, no, it's that thing. I paid a lot of money for that thing. I've got practice ones made out of that it's a heavy plastic like ABS or something, and it's the same weight as the weapon, so you can hit fully with it. I don't know, I guess it's just called a practice sword, but basically you could beat the shit out of each other without, risking cleaving someone's arm off. It's good. Be sure to read my burner to YT's question about your thoughts on Bowflex. My burner, 100 for 2 joules. Thank you, Bobby. The question, let's see here, Bowflex. I had a Bowflex for the longest time, and I think they're awesome. The issue with the Bowflex is it's got, not an issue, but the advantage of a Bowflex is it has an exponential curve, so basically meaning the more you pull, the harder it becomes. So you sacrifice a little at the top end, but you get more out of the contraction. So one thing that we've learned in studies for raw lifters is you get the best growth from a fully stretched muscle. So the downside of the Bowflex is that's where it's weakest, is at the fully stretched positions, if you're doing pull downs, let's say. So in order to compensate for the Bowflex, you would want to incorporate some kind of regular rowing, like with a barbell or whatever. But the Bowflex is a legitimate piece of equipment, and the cool thing about it is you can just keep adding resistance. And say if you want to do it cheap, what we used to do is we would go to like AutoZone or Walmart or whatever, and we buy those bungee cords that you strap shit down with in the back of your truck, and we literally just hook those up to it just to add resistance. And you could get a legitimate amount of resistance out of a Bowflex. I think that the deficiencies of the Bowflex is, as you become an advanced strength competitor, you're going to run into issues if top end strength is your goal, like if you're a power lifter, let's say. But I think, honestly, so for most people, I would say whatever equipment you have is going to work as long as you're consistent and you follow the rules of progression. Meaning something goes up as over time. You add more weight or more repetition. So as long as you're doing those two things consistently, it really doesn't matter what equipment you're using. And then as you become more advanced, by the time you get to that point, you wear that Bowflex out, you're going to discover other ways of, changing your program, and you might abandon it completely like I did. The only reason I got rid of the Bowflex was not because it was a deficient piece of equipment, it's because I didn't have the room and I had to prioritize what was most important for the type of training I do. But if I wasn't a powerlifter, Bowflex is perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, for the longest time, my entire gym was a barbell and a fucking landmine. I put it in the corner and just used it as a fucking lever, a fulcrum. And you could legitimately get super strong with just that. Let's see, Monogold, what did you say? I hate when my boner flexes my mid-stroke. Gives you the best growth and gain. Let's be respectful to others. What did Dilly say? What did he say here? Anything funny? Hello from country Georgia. What's up? That's Black Tabilis. Is there anyone here who wants to offer me some comfort, even if it's just moral support? That's what we try to do here, Malik. What's going on? Dilly says, I lost the comments. Anyway, why are mods always on a power trip? Why? What's going on? Let's see here. Oh, well, I don't fuck off with Free Palestine. Get that shit out of my chat. So they're doing exactly what I don't want to hear that garbage. What is the name of the functional trainer cables you have on the power rack? Is that adjustable? My burner YouTube account. What is the name of the functional trainer cables? You're talking about this right up here? I don't know why that message got deleted, but he's asking about. So yeah, I've got a 1-to-1 cable machine, It's just all it is a pulley, and it's a 2-to-1. I'm sorry. The cool thing is, so I mean, think of mechanical advantage as like 2-to-1 makes it lighter. So if it's 50 pounds and you pull both sides, it's only 25 pounds. But you get a better strength curve. So if you go to like the gym and you go to the cable machine, you'll see usually on one side there's a 1-to-1 pulley, which is one wheel, up and down. And it's just a linear cable pull. So if it's got 100 pounds, you're pulling 100 pounds. And then on the other side, there's usually a 2-to-1. And you can measure that by any pulleys moving in unison together. So you count the amount of pulleys moving together, and that gives you your rough mechanical advantage. And you can, you've seen like cranes where they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wheels, and it's to a block where there's another 4 wheels on the bottom, and you count those up, and it's like 20-to-1 mechanical advantage. So it's like if the weight is 100 pounds through that movement between the block and the hook, it's only picking up, what is it, 5 pounds? So you're like 2, 4, 5, whatever. You know what I mean? It basically divides the weight up, mechanical advantage. But it only has that mechanical advantage between the distance that the pulleys move together. So the problem with that is you run out of lifting space. You shortens the distance. I just trust my mods are not deleting anything that doesn't go against YouTube's terms of service. Anyway, I got to do some lifting because we got to get out of here at 6 o'clock. I always start with the barbell. Safety's on. Now these safety hooks, basically, if I'm squatting and I get stuck at the bottom and I have to bail, I'm going to bail forward into the rack and let it fall. Boom. And while it's uncomfortable and you're in a compromised position, you won't break your neck. So if you're ever squatting, you want the safety set right below where your parallel is, or wherever you're squatting to. And if you have to bail, just lean forward into the rack and let it get. Let me see here. That's 2-to-1. Okay, so it's 2-to-1 if you pull at each side. So it's actually harder to do both sides. That's 1-to-1. And that's the reason why I haven't gotten rid of this shitty old half rack, because I love that cable machine. Hey Bobby, these jawbones, these collars you sent me, how much did you pay for these? These are the best collars you could buy for the money. This little, I think it was like $15 for this, You can put 500 pounds, or you can put, yeah, it'll, you can put all the weight, like 600 pounds on a deadlift bar, stand it up on one end, stand on the plates, and this will not slide down the bar. These things actually absolutely rock. I bring them with me to the gym because, you know, when you go to the commercial gyms, they rarely have collars or you can't find them anywhere. You just go into a gym bag. I should be endorsed by these motherfuckers. That's I think they're called Jawbones. But if you guys are looking for cheap collars, these are it right here. They cost nothing. Gen X Power, can you kick Joe Rogan's ass? You bet you could. I don't know, man. So, you know, I practice Muay Thai, and I could take a hit. They call me the world's strongest punching bag, which is not a compliment. But he's getting up there. He's in his 60s, but that motherfucker's kicks are legitimate. He's got those old school Taekwondo kicks that he's merged into, you know, his MMA style training. And I think with him being a BJJ black belt, I'm pretty sure Joe would probably whip my ass. But if we were stand up in a boxing match, like, you know, like regular Muay Thai, I bet you I could hang with him. I wouldn't be afraid to get in the ring with him. How tall is he, anyways? He's like, I mean, not that that matters. You know, I would never be arrogant enough to say I could kick Joe Rogan's ass, but I would be arrogant enough to say that I could probably get in the ring and give him the business. So wait, so I can't clap some juicy crack from you? Well, let's talk about money. I ain't gay, but $20 is $20. Yeah, I think he's 5'6", so I'm 2 inches taller than him. Jake, I don't know about Jake Paul, man. I don't know if it's all an act. Like, you know, I watched Jake Paul train, and the one thing that Jake does is he swings really long. But he's got a lot of power and leverage behind those. And when I was watching him, obviously, I mean, anybody who boxes, even if it's just recreational, could look at Mike Tyson and tell he was absolutely holding back. But then, you know, Jake, when I was watching that Tommy Fury fight, like, obviously Tommy's no elite level boxer, but he's not a bad boxer. He looked terrible against Jake, but I don't know. Jake's one of those ones where it's like, I guess neither would surprise me. And the one thing I will give Jake credit for is assuming that his delusions are selling, you know, because he's made a lot of money. You get a lot of money. He does train legitimately, and when you have that much money and you could dedicate your entire life to training with the best trainers, the best sparring partners, I would imagine you could get pretty goddamn good. But I mean, I'm not saying I like either of them. I'm just trying to look at it objectively. You know what I mean? Like, because I look at them, I'm 51 years old. Like, I just keep thinking, like, Muay Thai, you know, like, nice, like, right to the fucking pow. Like, one shot, done. But you never overestimate your opponent. People talk a lot of crap about Jake from behind their internet. He obviously can fight. No, yeah, for sure. Body beatdown. Glad to see you in the chat. But the question is not whether he could fight. Like, you know, he's got that fight arranged with what's his name, that guy. He was two-time. What do they call the champ that has all 3 belts? Unified champion. He was, and the guy's he's 39 now. But like, what was it? What's the guy's name that he's setting up a fight with? I mean, the guy went toe to toe with. I think you would love it. Oh, medieval armed combat. My buddy, friend powerlifter, Stephen Provost. Yeah, he's almost at every competition with me. He blew his ACL out doing that. He was participating in that sport. They do it over here at Sunset Park. No, Jake's not 39. The guy he's setting up a fight with is. And Andrew Tate and Jake Paul both lost. Can you pull yeah, who's the guy he set up a fight with now? The guy's a legitimate world champion boxer, not current though. Um, he beat what's his name? The guy that went up against Tommy Fury, the MMA fighter, heavyweight. God's word. Is his name Clarence Howard? Clarence. Oh, D. Clarence. N-C-E. Howard. Man, where did I used to type 45 words a minute. No. That's Terrence Howard. Well, anyway, the guy he's setting up a fight with is like a foot taller than him and a legitimate world champion boxer. God's World Sheed YT account is your son. Aiden, is that you? I'll see you in about 40 minutes. Back sore today. Guess who's back? Aiden, are you still doing videos? Well, I'll see you at the War Room. He's got we're going to we meet on Mondays at the Warhammer place, basically. And Monday's painting night, but I guess he's got a match tonight. Tell us about it, Aiden. Who are you playing and who are you fighting? Matt C. Holy shit. My man. Semper Fi, brother. There's Steven Sullivan in the house. Got a couple jarheads there. Thank you. Into the out. Subscribe. Oh, you're not? You're not gonna? Are we just painting tonight? Fighting like in the ring. No, fighting for real, in real life. Warhammer. You have your army, I have mine. We square off. May the best man win. I want to team up with you, Aiden, though. I want to do a co-op. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere we go. I know 45 pounds is 45 pounds, but I'm weird. I like the plates to match. Whew. EMC, who is this sexy ass man? Uh, did a battle and Emperor's Children. Did you already do one today? Where are you? You're not there now, are you? I told Della she's at 6 o'clock, so. So, for any of you just joining for the first time, I'm competing on February 2nd. It's going to be my comeback meet. My third time coming back. Bobby Forever, Bobby Yo. He's my training partner. He's going to be doing my numbers for me. Smart Gamer, what's up? Rats. Yeah, February 28th in California. I'm not, I think Vista, California. It's going to be a big competition. It's going to be all, they're merging the Nevada. Twice a year they have a big meet in Nevada. They call it the Desert Rampage, and they're merging it with one in California, so it's going to be real big. Did you not hear them? Rats. The squeaking. 1/8 infantry, check in. Hell yeah. Stop the cap. Bobby, you talking about flower swords Vista. Oh yeah, pump iron. All right, let's get this on. Long live the King Cobra. Bobby, smell my back's bothering me a little bit. I'm not going super heavy today. I'm going up to 425 for a set to failure. Huh. Guess the kids are out here. Did you reach your step goal? Oh, so for any of you guys that are doing smartwatch, like it tracks your steps. It also confuses when you're playing the drums. So it asked me if I was having a stroke. I only did 3 reps on that because those are just warm-up sets. I'm not wearing myself out. All right. So there's 425 on there. Need to get at least 9 reps. Oh. What about King Cobra? Oh, what about him? What do you say? At AATW, Senpai B, Squiditerleni. Yeah, just I got a little right here in the small of the back, but the L5, L6 area. just a little twinge. Like, I mean, the belt's right over it, so I think we're okay. uh, like I hate to hurt myself, but I don't think it's. We'll see when I get the. This is their target weight, so this is gonna be my working set. Somebody say something. I started an economics YouTube channel. Found out that with a PowerPoint like video, you can get 989K views. Nice, sweet. I mean, if being a YouTuber is what you want to do, then that's awesome. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind growing my channel, but like, I'm not trying to put anything online that I'm not interested in, if that makes sense. It's like, this is advertising myself, and I'm not, if it doesn't grow, it doesn't grow. I mean, how we've been doing this for 4 years, and how many viewers did I have the first 3 or 4 years? And the cool thing about it is, as my little tiny community has grown, it's like turned into like genuine relationships with people. It's just kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, fuck, I would love to have exponential growth. I'll tell you what really bugs me though is these fucking AI channels. Tung Zara has millions of views. So what? Exactly. So Valhalla, like we're doing it because we're showcasing what we do. It's not about, being a YouTuber. But I'm just saying, like if I could, like if I thought I could get this channel to grow to where I could stop doing commercial construction for a living, I totally would do it. But at the same time, it's my way to find customers. Yeah, exactly. I thought about going into business for myself, because I do I consider myself a master carpenter. We do stuff like, bend and twist staircase, wainscoting, fireplace surrounds. We'll build you bar, custom cabinets, and pretty much anything. You make it out of wood. But I found like the amount of time I was putting into it, the juice for the squeeze, it was just a lot easier to just work construction. And I don't know, man. Like, I would love to. I'd like to do something that's my own. That would be kind of cool. But in a way, this is. So I mean, I might not be making any money off of it, but Shepherd's YT explains Bible. That's hell of a name. I can go make $86,000 a year tomorrow, but money doesn't satisfy. Yeah, dude. Hey, my what said though? He said something that stuck with me. He's like, everybody wants to do what they love, but you got to eat. You got a family to take care of. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? I'd rather be starving artist than build a real business. For me, my priority is my wife and my kids. I want them to want for nothing. And if I have to sacrifice, my ego to do that, I'm totally willing to do it. But at the same time, like, I'm not getting any younger. God works everything out. Indeed, He does. Yeah, you know what? I got a new job I'm starting on the 1st of January, and it doubles my salary. Like, I'm making. Well, I don't want to talk about that, but it's a lot of money for me. You're only 27. God damn it, man. See, yeah, definitely take those risks, especially if you're one of those guys that can delay gratification, and you could starve yourself for a little bit, and go without all the worldly things that most young men are after, and you're willing to sacrifice to build something that's lasting and truly you. Absolutely. But you know what? I was fortunate. I joined the military, so I got out there and I got to see the world, and I kind of wish I could do that again. I would love to travel. I want to start going, like, just everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Joshua Anthony, thank you. That's it. On the tip of my tongue. Nate Diaz. Is this the generation that drank hose water? Fuck yeah, it is. And it was good, too. That's me, sir. My family rides me every day to get a real job, even if I'm just sweeping floors for $10 an hour. Yeah, but see, the difference is, so if I was your dad, obviously, as a parent, I'm concerned. I want you to be successful and happy. But I think what most parents get wrong is they put their failures on their kids, and it's not, for the most part, it's not meant bad. It's not, they're not doing it. They want you to avoid the same mistakes they made, and they want you to not have to go through the heartaches they went through. But if, I was talking to my wife about this. If your children don't have any adversity, how are they expected to grow and be independent? So in a way, really, what I told my kids is like, I support whatever it is you're gonna do, but fucking do it. I don't care what it is, but do it to the best of your ability. And give it a good shot before you quit and take something else up. You know what I mean? Like, do it long enough where you can decide whether or not it's what you want to do or not. And then I'll always have your back. I don't care how much money you make or what it is, as long as you're building your independence and you're able to wrestle some fucking joy out of it. Like, who am I to say? The worst thing Gen X did was specifically place their failures on their kids. Yeah, so I was lucky because I didn't have my kids until I was damn near 40 years old. uh, 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 uh. Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, I train with my kids. I'm actually glad I got all that shit out of the way because now, like, instead of going out drinking with the boys or partying at the club or whatever the fuck it is we used to do, I would rather go to the park and play basketball with my daughter or train Muay Thai or whatever it is. My son, we're meeting him here in about a half hour, and we're painting Warhammer figurines. Fucking awesome. I remember my Gen X father telling me to avoid the same mistakes he did, but never told me what they were. Yeah, right? Yeah, thanks, Dad. Hey, whatever you do, son, don't fuck up. Mr. Nick Bonner says Anthony Joshua. That's the boxer we were talking about earlier, who Jake Paul's scheduled. We were trying to set a fight up with. Now, the reason why I think it's got to be fake is because unless Jake Paul has divorced himself from sanity, and it's not an act, there is no fucking way in hell that motherfucker is gonna beat Anthony Joshua. Like, it's just not possible. Unless Anthony Joshua has a stroke. Free Weight Fury. I like the name. What's up? He was probably dealing with personal failures he perceived. Yeah. Your dad's a boomer. What is that? So it puts him in the 70s, I imagine. The fight happened last week. Did it happen? I wasn't. Did he actually fight him for real? How did it turn out? As you can tell, I don't spend a lot of time online outside of these videos. Andrew White, what's up, homie? What's the topic today? Oh, I'm just getting my squats in. I'm training for competition, and this is day one. Prophet, you'll be disappointed in me because my Smith machine is buried with fucking Christmas decorations. And, obviously we decorated the house for Christmas, and so today I'm just straight up barbell squatting. Let's say he learned a punch can break the jaw at 2 points. So so I need to go see it. Did he get his ass annihilated? 6 foot, 295 pounds, 8% body fat. I competed last year. This is Angry Vet 42. Been training hard all year. Contest in May. Nice. A bodybuilder? What's considered an intermediate bench press or deadlift weight to you for someone training their first year? I would need to know what your body weight is. I mean, really, really, really rough blanket strength standards is, it's really blankets is, I would say 2 times body weight for squat and deadlift and 1.5 times body weight for bench. But that's without any kind of nuance whatsoever, because you got like Prophet Fears in the chat, right? And a lot of people would criticize him for the amount of weight he uses in certain movements. But I would argue that the movements that he's doing, when performed correctly, the amount of weight he's using is insane. So it's like it's hard to say. So, but if you're just like saying what's legitimately strong for a 40-pound man that's 25 years old, if he could, let's see, so 350-pound bench, I would say that's legitimately fucking strong. That's in the top 1% of men on the planet. David asks, what do you recommend for chest? He has hammer strength machines, bench, dumbbells, and cable. So I recommend a variety, but the big thing, so my thing is like chest for me is a bit of genetics, but I believe that rather than the movement itself, it's more about the range of motion, so stretching the pectorals out. So I use a camber bar. Dumbbells are fucking awesome because you can really stretch the pecs and you can work from a variety. Hammer strengths are good for doing like overloads because it's a static plane of motion like a Smith machine, and you can just load that motherfucker up and bang them out. But the big thing, no matter what movement you're doing, is really try to stretch those pecs out, and that's going to give you the most growth. And tempo. Don't forget tempo. So what is tempo? You ever seen them like a 3 count, 1, 2, 3, and then we fire off the bench? That's tempo. The tempo is the speed of the eccentric. You want to slow that down. You want to get a nice, slow, controlled eccentric, a pause at your range, and then you want to use acceleration and force and fire off the chest like you're loading a shotgun or like a crossbow. You're loading, click, boom. That's just how we develop raw strength and power. Decline hammer for heavy reps, that'll give you gorilla chest. I don't really, I've never used that machine. I can't say it does or doesn't, but I imagine like as long as you follow the principle of progressive overload, I would think any piece of equipment you use is going to work to some degree. I was saying cheers and thanks for the kind words to Charlie, Christopher. The comments are going kind of fast, guys, so I apologize for not getting all of them. I remember doing a full deck Tyson squats and a dare back 99, and I couldn't walk for 3 days. Yeah, I love belt squats. He got annihilated once he got tired from running. Jake Paul did. I'm gonna have to watch it now. I had no idea the fight happened. I feel fucking embarrassed. Because when I saw that, I was like, has he lost his mind? Is this all for show? Is he just trying to make money? And so that's it. I have a hard time hating on the guy, though, because he's made fucking millions. He got his shit broke. I was wondering when he was going to get a reality check, because I firmly believe that fight with Tyson was fixed. Everybody, as old as Tyson was and with his back issues and how hard he was moving, I've watched him train. And with his sparring partner, that dude was moving pretty good, and you could tell he was holding back. I saw a whole bunch of times where he had a nice clean, like left, and he hesitated, and I'm just like, I watched that, and I'm like, this is fixed. He probably had in his contract to not get knocked out by him. Chocolate, milk, and hammering steel is my workout routine. But here's the thing. So this is what I tell iron workers. I work with iron workers, and those motherfuckers sling steel all day. And they ask me, how come I'm not getting any bigger than they already are? They're fucking strong. They're pretty built. But why aren't they getting that extra? They're not progressing. Your body will become accustomed to whatever load you put on it routinely. And if you're doing the same amount every day, your body's already adapted to that. So, if you want to get stronger, you still have to follow the rules of progression. Something has to increase in order for the body to be stressed and adapt. Does that make sense? Picking up what I'm putting down? You can hammer all day fucking long, and besides tennis elbow, your body's going to get used to that. It's going to be adapted to that movement. You want to get a little extra out of it, you got to either get a bigger hammer or hammer more steel. Yeah, something's got to increase, smart gamer. I only have one kettlebell. You can do progressive overload? Yeah, you do that one fucking kettlebell until you can't move it anymore. But there comes a point where it's efficiency. Would you want to do the Herschel Walker 5,000 push-ups a day, or do you just want to put 400 pounds on a bench and do one set? I moved 3,800 pounds of stone today in 15 minutes. My man. Dude, you should start doing training videos. Fucking, there's a market for that shit. All right, working set time, boys. Oh, no. Bob. No, man. Bobby, the small of my back, I feel the pain. What should I do? I don't know if I should risk it. So okay, so what do you want me to do though? Let's see, I've got. Do you want me to do leg curls? Want me to finish with those? I could bust the leg curl machine out. So as a matter of fact, it's right here. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm calling it on squats because I felt the pain right here in my L5, and I don't want to risk hurting myself. Oh yeah, I can feel it, dude. Hey Della, we're gonna get going here pretty soon.
Yes!
Are you ready?
Yes!
Get a better camera angle. Good balance. There we go. Oh shit, I'm getting stuck. We tried this one. Oh yeah, my flag's in the back. I ordered a Marine Corps flag. Has anyone seen the guy on YouTube during workups with a 40-pound mace? Yes. Awesome for shoulders. I used to just I had an 18-pound sledgehammer that I would just use. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna take these shoes off and go barefootsies. I'm doing deadlifts, I got 600 pounds on the bar or whatever. Guys like, you shouldn't deadlift barefoot because you can hurt your toes. And I'm thinking like, how the fuck are you deadlifting that your feet are in the way? And if you did drop 600 pounds, the fuck's a shoe gonna do for you? Yeah, do Valhalla. Like think of it, like get a good feel for it. Put some, like the iron workers do, put some tape around the handle and just get a good swing, and then start like working the shoulders. I like it better than a kettlebell. The only reason why I'm not using a sledgehammer now is because I don't honestly know where the fuck it went. I got my little Thor hammer that I use at the little shorty. I call it my wanger. Wang. Andrew, yes, Gen X can further help you one-on-one if you're open to it. Yeah, I can. Bobby, I'll let you, if anybody's looking for that, I'll let you organize that. Bobby are helping me out with logistics, trying to keep track of people that are trying to get a hold of me. So if I miss a comment, just get with one of them. Let's see, steel toe, just empty your toes. Yeah, I've seen it happen. I work with iron workers exclusively almost, and none of them wear steel toes for sure. Like that shit will just shave your feet off. Steel toes come in handy in, like back in the day when I was doing landscaping and you got like, edge trimmers and shit like that. Steel toes are awesome for that kind of thing. Andrew White 1576, let me in on the help. Let me talk to you off stream, maybe on Instagram. We'll chat about it and we'll coordinate. I don't like making decisions while I'm on stream just because so much traffic's going by and it's hard to keep track of everything. Instagram is where you want to find him. Yeah, and I'm monitoring my Instagram now. For the longest time I was really bad about it. But now that we're doing this, feels the burn. Oh shit. Oh, that burns. Whew. Go and fuck your mom. Happy Eagle. You offering? What's up? You know, I would normally say go and fuck your mom's pretty lame, but that's actually kind of funny. Andrew did 3 years of machining school. Nice. I didn't do any school. I was working for Titan Stairs, and the mill manager got hurt. I worked in the mill, and he failed the drug test. So they were going to hire somebody to take his place. And I told the boss, I was like, let me run it. He's like, you can't run the mill. So it's going to take you 2 weeks to hire somebody. Just let me do it. He goes, all right, you got 2 weeks to convince me. I want to become the mill manager. We had a CNC machine. We had radial arm saws. We had fucking industrial belt sanders. I could take, 1/4 inch of veneer and sand it down to like almost paper. We had a lot of fucking cool equipment. Oh, I don't mind Happy Ego. He's kind of retarded, so we just let him go. You know what I mean? Like, look at the guy go. It's like the kid in the back of the class. And you're like, yes, Charlie, hold on. You're gay. Oh, so good job, Charlie. Okay, good boy. You blew your wad on that. Poor bastard. You ever just look at somebody and just say, God, it's gotta suck to be that person. Happy Eagle. Sucks to be you. But you're welcome here. We have all sorts of degenerates. I imagine like Happy was sitting on his toilet and he's like, I'm gonna get him. Wait. And then, you should fuck your mom. Oh, I'll get him. And then when we're laughing at him and not with him, he's like, no, I'll show you. You're my kind of degenerate, though, Valhalla. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, at least you produce shit that's valuable and in demand, and people like it. You have skills. So when the apocalypse happens, you'll be running the town. People are going to come to you. And you got to have Smart Gamer. He's your goddamn CFO right there. He's got numbers and nerd shit. Just throw it to him and be like, here, you do this. No, but he also had tits sagging to his legs. Let's take a look. But I gotta get going here. Let's see, Happy Eagle. Let's take a look here. That guy passes my garage like that every time because I got a Mustang with like straight pipes on it. And It tries so hard to impress me. Oh, I don't see anything. But hey, it's 6:05. I got to get over to the war room. So I'm meeting with my son. Um, I'm supposed to train again on Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm not going to be able to. I got to get blood in the morning. And my wife's getting surgery at 3 o'clock. So I'll see you all on the 24th. Now that I'm training for competition, I'm going to do my best to keep on schedule. It's Monday squat, Wednesday's bench, and then Friday deadlift. And then we're going to add a fourth day in there just for shoulders and arms and stuff. Bobby's got it down. He's a magician. I'll do my best to get a hold of all you guys and on Instagram if you choose to reach out. The war room. Do you have a war room? Yeah, yeah. So it's Warhammer, which we love. We love our Warhammer, and we paint our figurines too, miniatures they call them. But all right, guys, I love y'all. I hate to cut it short, but I do got to get going. I'll see you on the 24th. Wait, today's 22nd. Yes. All right.